Megan, can you tell us about yourself?
Sure,
About
happy
your
to.
work?
I introduced myself a little bit earlier to most of you, but Megan Cooper. I graduated from Loyola in 2008. At the time, we were Loyola College in Maryland. I was a sociology major, and I think I'm feeling a little bit inadequate because I don't believe that I had a minor at all. It seems like all of you do now. Um, I knew all along, sort of since I was young, that I wanted to go to law school, and I went to law school immediately after graduating. I went to New England School of Law in Boston. I graduated from there in 2011. I'm from the Boston area, which is why I came back out this way. And after I graduated in 2011, I did a judicial clerkship for 1 year at the Rhode Island Supreme Court for the Chief Justice there. When I finished that, it was a time when it was hard to get a job as a young lawyer because, of the timing after 2008. A lot of the law firms were laying off summer associates and those kinds of things. And I reached out, sort of as Jennifer said, to use your network. I reached out to one of my law school professors who had a small labor and employment firm. And I ended up working for him for 4 years. It was like a 5 to 6 attorney firm, and they specialized in union side labor law, particularly representing some of telecommunications workers as well as police and correction officers. I really loved working with the lawyers at the firm. They were great mentors to me, and it was a really good place to learn how to practice with some compassion and understanding, which is not always the case at the really big firms. I decided to leave in 2016 to try a different area of the law. And also, with the election and everything, I was, sort of moving in a different direction away from representing law enforcement as my interests at the time. And so I decided to change and go to management side employment law. And I worked at a mid-sized firm in Boston, Peabody and Arnold, for about 6 years. I was an associate for most of that time, but I did end up making partner. So I was a partner for about a year and a half there, and I specialized in employment law. I also did insurance coverage litigation. It's a heavily insurance defense side firm, so it looks, I think, one of you is in an insurance firm, so it sounds similar to the kind of firm that I was at. After I made partner, I did some thinking, sort of a very goal-oriented person. I sort of had reached the supposed goal of being in a law firm, and I realized that I actually really didn't want to be a partner who's really more responsible for the business side of things and have to bring in work and deal with all the politics. I wanted to actually focus more on the work and be comfortable with the mission that my clients were driving forward. And when business is the driving factor, you don't always get to make those decisions in a way that feels good to you. You represent clients that are going to pay you to do the work. And at the time, I was representing Mass General Brigham in various litigation, and one of um, the in-house lawyers there reached out to me to see if I'd be interested in coming over to work for them. And so in 2023, I came over to Mass General Brigham as an in-house lawyer who, and my work is mainly focused on employment as well as labor negotiations. We have quite a few unions that we deal with across Mass General Brigham, and just because you're probably not all from New England, Mass General Brigham is a large healthcare system in the New England area. There's about 12 hospitals, including Mass General Hospital and Brigham and William Women's Hospital. And we have a lot of employees across the New England states as well as virtual. So there's about 85,000 employees within the system, ranging from doctors, nurses, runs the gamut. And so my role as in-house counsel is to partner a lot of times with HR, someone in Jennifer's role, to provide some legal guidance as well as some strategic guidance on, how to prevent issues primarily, and how to deal with issues as they come up with employees and legal claims. And so I've been doing that for about 3 years now, and I really am happy where I am and glad that I made the decision to move from a law firm. Um, but I'm glad that I sort of did it the way that I did, because I learned all along the way. And I'm not sure if this is the time to answer some of the student questions or not, but one of the things I was going to say is one of the crucial decisions in sort of my career path. I think I said that I was, very young when I decided that I wanted to be a lawyer. And so I fulfilled that goal as well, but I was very sort of ambitious and driven and singularly focused in doing so. And I think the advice I would have given my younger self is to take more risks and to, think outside the box. That when I was a senior, I was deciding between going to law school or doing the Teach in Thailand program. I don't know if Loyola still has that program, but they did when I was there. And it's not that I regret the path that I went down, but I think at the time I thought, oh, you can always do whatever you want. But once you sort of choose the corporate path, it's hard to find the time to ever take those risks or do those things that and get that life experience that you can when you're younger and have less responsibilities. So I guess that's what I would say as my one piece of advice, is to sort of do what you want to do and follow your passions, but don't be afraid to take risks all along the way, because there are all kinds of different decisions that you'll be forced to make, and you don't always have to make the safe decision.
Cool, thank you very much.